Welcome back to High Guard TV, the channel Arman Saryukian watches while cutting weight to be a backup fighter on UFC 317. You thought it was High Guard Sensei, but it is I, Wolfgang. And today I came back extra early from work because High Guard thinks I have no commitment to record the prediction video of Wolf, for UFC 317 Topuria versus Oliveira. Let's get into it. Starting off in the main card, Ilia Topuria, Spanish Matador, versus Shais du Bronze, Shais Oliveira. I don't even know what to say. I'm going to put money on Ilia Topuria. That's what I'm going to say. But in reality, if Charles Oliveira wins, I'll be so glad I lost that fucking money. So, the truth is, the Wolf of High Guard TV has been a Charles Oliveira fan since he watched Charles Oliveira choke out Dustin Poirier. I have supported this man. I was with him when he lost, in spirit, obviously, clearly. But I was with him when he lost to Makachev. Upon rewatching the Saryukian fight, he won that fight. Fuck you, Saryukian. Keep cutting weight. You're not going to make it into this main event. You're going to cockroach your way into this main event, you bitch. And, I was I was part of the people who said they should cancel Keith Peterson for letting him, watch, for him standing there and watching while that evil racist Michael Chandler took severe blows to the back of his amazing head. I was with him through all of this. And for the first time in my life, I'm going to be rooting against him. This hurts, but I don't know, for the sanity and for the sake of the future, Oliveira wins. Oh, I think it's Adesanya all over again. It's a feel-good moment. We're all happy. Yes, the favelas won. But what happens after? He loses to literally the next guy who comes up in on these dangerous lightweights. Topuria wins. He gets stories. He fights Pimblet. He knocks out Saryukian. He chokes out what's that dude that always wins by decision? You guys know who I'm talking about. Gamrot. He can even say, okay, he wants to go blow for blow with Islam if Islam by some miracle beats Jack Della Maddalena. So yeah, there's so much to do if Ilia wins. If Oliveira wins, I think he should retire. That's me, honestly. I'm being honest. Oliveira wins, he should retire. That's it. That's all. Don't want to really think too much about it because that's the perfect end to the story. But Topuria wins, which I'm betting on him to win. Yeah, the future is solid for us. So yeah, that's my prediction. Wolf says Oliveira wins. Wolf would love Oliveira to win, but Wolf says Topuria wins. In our co-main event, Alessandre the Cannibal Pantoja versus Kai Kara France. Sorry about that, trash internet. Now, look at this guy. Alessandre Pantoja is the most underappreciated champion in the history of the UFC. We will never understand what this guy doesn't even fucking get custom shots. This is actual trash, if I'm being honest. Yeah, Alessandro, I wasn't the biggest Pantoja fan, but when I actually when he beat Moreno and he said that sentence, if you people know me, you are gonna love me. I actually got to know him, and I do in fact love and support this man, and I am hoping for him to vanquish this evil Kiwi called Kai Kara France. You guys, a very evil person. I don't know, something about watching him fight makes me uncomfortable. He has bad intentions towards anybody he's in the cage with. And yeah, he got robbed by Amir Albazi. Fuck that guy. But at the very least, Manuel Cap is not fighting for a title, and even if he was, I'm pretty sure he'd pull out, he punk as he is. So yeah, at least Manuel Cap is nowhere near any of these two guys. He can keep crushing cans at the bottom card of the UFC like Iso or Mabayev. So Pantoja straight win, probably by decision. There's a room in there for a submission. Pantoja doesn't have knockout power, I'm sorry. He's a light dude, light puncher. But the room for a submission win is available. He's actually for the first time coming as the bigger guy, 5'5", I think. Kai France is 5'4". So I am putting it all on Alessandro Pantoja. Now, for the fight we have been waiting for a long period of time. Renato Money Moihano, Mr. I cannot afford to lose, man, versus Beneil Dariush. Let's be honest. Let's tell ourselves the truth. Beneil Dariush sleeps him. I know what you guys are thinking. I know. But come on, then tell yourself the truth. Money Moihano, like, he's a great fighter. He's a good little fighter. He's a good little fighter, but come on, you guys are sleeping on Dariush, man. Like, yeah, look at the people Dariush has lost to. Top of the division, Oliveira fighting for a title shot. Top of division, as much as I hate to admit it, Mr. Bitch and Wine, Arman Saryukian. Mr. I don't want to fight Matthews Gamrot because, he can beat me again. Talk. So while he's bitching and moaning, like, he's never lost to anybody who's trash. And I'm not saying Renato Moicano is trash, but Moicano is not those guys. He's not those guys. So I don't know, man. I'm thinking Dariush. Dariush has this one, in my opinion. So that's where I'm going with this one. The next one, Brandon Royval versus Joshua Van. So I love this fight for one reason and one reason alone. When Manio Cap, bitch that he is, withdrew from the Brandon Royval fight, Brandon Royval took a screenshot. You can check Brandon Royval to that, funny as fuck. Brandon Royval took a screenshot of a tweet Manio Cap sent, telling everybody that Brandon Royval will pull out of the fight out of fear. Oh, guess who pulled out of what? You bitch. So, like, Manio Cap, he ain't it, bro. Joshua Van, serious guy, dangerous guy, coming in for number one. Oh, this is a hard one to predict. Joshua Van is a very dangerous fighter. I'm leaning towards him, but Brandon Royval has had championship experience of the wazoo. He beat guys like, he's beat Moreno. He's fought Pantoja a gang of times. And to be honest, if I'm being real, I'd much rather Joshua Van win. So that's, like, at the very least, if Pantoja is getting a new sacrifice on the altar, it will be somebody we've never seen before. So, like, that's my only, like, that's what I want to, like, me personally. That's what I'm looking towards, man. That's what I'm looking for. So, if I had to pick, I'm leaning Royval, but Joshua Van, so much potential. The thing about the flyweight division is that it's very underrated and very stacked. Not much separates all these guys. Look, personal advice: don't put this fight on your ticket if you're, like, really, really, like, sure of it. But look at the odds: -125 to +105. It's closer than we actually think. Unless Royval goes in there and just washes Joshua Van, or vice versa. This is not that. It could really go either way. It's a 50-50. So, Mario, take it out your parlay. But if I had to pick, I will pick. Fuck it, I'm going for you. I'm picking Joshua Van. Yeah. That's Myanmar, man. That's Myanmar. Shout out to all Lang Sang. The real ones know. And then the opener for the main card. The very lost individual, Peyton Talbot, the horrible fighter, versus Felipe Lima. I'm telling you guys, the UFC, sometimes it's a bitch organization, because over the last couple of weeks, very bitch things have happened to you guys. Bitch thing number one, Turkey Al-Ashik called Dana White to promote Canelo versus Crawford. Dana White was part of the people that agreed to pay a finish bonus of $5 million in the Canelo Crawford undercard to the whole Canelo Crawford card. You were rejoicing, screaming and shouting when he was paying UFC fighters 300k for the UFC 300. Yeah, you can say it's Saudi money, but this guy is clearly in a position to make those decisions. And he was like, yeah, 5 million is cool. Dude, 5 million. Some cards and the total payouts plus bonuses is not up to 5 million. Where is the Jew in you, Dana White? Where is it? I don't like this. The second bitch thing they did is they let John Jones get away with all the trash he has been doing, and they email champion Thomas Pinal. Watch our last video, the UFC Baku video, to see what our thoughts were on that. And this is the third bitch thing they did. Signing up like Peter Talbot to fight this absolute murderer, Felipe Lima. They are feeding him to another ultra-violent and hyperactive Brazilian, as if Raoni Barcelos was not as if the embarrassment Raoni Barcelos gave him was not enough the last time. The UFC will throw you to the wolves if you just misplace on that hype train. And that's what they are doing. Please, Felipe Lima, by whatever way he chooses, finish, knockout, don't matter. Felipe Lima gonna get this. That's what I'm saying, man. This is a bitch move by the UFC. I ain't gonna lie. But yeah, if you feel differently, if you feel very differently about any of the things I've said, please type it up in the comment section. Let's know what we have to say. Now, let's go to the prelims. Jack Hermansson versus Henry Rodriguez. No one gives a shit about this fight. But, Henry Rodriguez, he's plus 198. What the fuck are the oddmakers doing in this card? Look, nobody respects Jack Hermansson, but to be honest, I would not be surprised if he wins this fight. That's in his lineless. But let's go with these crazy oddmakers. Henry Rodriguez to win, but if you bet Jack Hermansson, I will hold it against you. Henry Rodriguez's defense is ultra suspect, but his power, though, like he even dropped Cannonier and shit, so like his power is actually there, and I'm very sure it will be there against Hermansson. I don't know that he's healed from the beatings he's taken over the last 2 years. I don't know if it's like I think he may need to like take a beat off fighting for a bit, just relax, get everything together, and then come back in there. But like, I don't know, man. I still go with Henry Rodriguez, but I won't be surprised if Jack Marshman pulls off the offset, because like at that point it will be off to military school with you, little boy. Back to OCP RoboCop. It's back to the shop for you. Now, up next, nobody gives a shit versus nobody gives a fuck. Women's MMA, yay! Viviana Raul versus Tracy Cortez. I'm going Tracy Cortez by decision. To be honest, that's actually not what's on my card. What's on my card is Tracy Cortez, thirst traps, sexy weighing pictures, and interviewers asking extremely inappropriate things. So yeah, that's what's actually on the card for Tracy Cortez versus Viviana Raul, as I think it's the only women's MMA fight. Oh no, this is the prelims, not the early prelims. We'll see what humiliation exists at the early prelims. So yeah, Tracy Cortez by decision, easy enough. Terrence McKinney versus nobody gives a fuck. Terrence McKinney to wipe this Russian dude. Yeah, no one cares. Now, up next, the greatest criminal in the history of the UFC. That is shockingly not John Jones. Cedric Dumas. Real ones though. This nigga's rap sheet is as long as John Jones steroid use. Okay, so yeah, as much of a criminal as this guy is, I think he beats whoever. Come on, you guys can see this. Like, the UFC didn't even have Jackson McVeigh's picture in here. This is clearly an Oran guy to build up Cedric Dumas. The UFC promotes negative characters sometimes, and I guess that's fine. Outcast of society, like it lets everybody knows that they have a place or something. It's just, I really wish he could appreciate the platform he's been given and actually like keep his private life clean for the sake of the sport. But well, whatever, man. Look, man, the safest bet for this fight is Shedrika Dumas to be arrested after the fight. Up next, shout out to you, Shedrika Dumas. Shout out to you, my brother. Up next, Jonathan Denis versus Alvin Hines. I was so looking forward to this fight because it was supposed to be Jonathan Denis versus Justin Tafa. But you know what? I've been spared. And I appreciate the fact that I've been spared another Justin Tafa knockout. Because like the last one came against that 6'8" guy who's supposed to be helping LeBron in the Lakers, Tyson Teixeira. But you know, I took my loss like a man. You know, I took like my loss like a man. I had to watch that. I watched it more than once, mind you, because like, I still couldn't believe it. Like, because what do you even do when you see something like that? You just because like Justin Taffa, no, don't worry. Like you pull out against Jonathan Denis after getting knocked out by Tyson Teixeira, and you ain't safe, bro. Like you're cooked. You're cooked. You're clearly a betting minus right now. But, you know, whoever Jonathan Denis is fighting is going to get washed in that same capacity. So we move on to the welterweight division for the opener. See, okay, so Tracy Cortez is the only female talent on the card, meaning sexualization. Woo, woo, woo. Please, YouTube, don't strike this one. Oh my God. Look. It's not me. The chick moves around dressed, you know, very provocatively, and I don't really care because, like, you know, not my business, but you all know what you're doing. You all know why you're all supporting Tracy Cortez. Y'all are supporting Tracy Cortez based on one thing and one thing alone. But in actuality, she is a really decent fighter. I wouldn't call her championship level, but it'd be nice to see her up there. Back to the opener, no one gives a shit versus no one gives a fuck. Nico Price versus Jacob Smith at the welterweight division. Oh wait, I actually kind of give a shit about this fight. I mean, I'll catch it because probably at a party or something. Like, this is actually a good fight. This is actually a good little fight. These niggas are going to scrap and go for the fences when they do. This is a good fight. Man, it's a tough one though. I'm going. Nico Price been in some wars, man. He been in some wars, so I think I'm gonna go Jacob Smith. But I wouldn't be surprised if, you know, Nico Price pulled out the win. You know, these older guys who've been in serious, these guys who've been in wars, like, you know, I'm not calling Nico Price old. How old is he? Am I even sure of what I'm saying? How old is Nico Price? These older guys who've been in some wars, man, you know, if they've been at this for a while. Oh, he doesn't have his age here. Oh yeah, but you know, Nico Price been around for a minute though. I know that for sure. He's a good fighter. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he takes it. But you know, Jacob Smith, youth, undefeated. You know, I think he's trying to get a push on this one for that. I think that's not the UFC trying to feed him a guy who's clearly has a decent name in the lower rankings, but. You know, shout outs to them. Go for Jacob Smith. You know, probably gonna come out his way. Osmic, I didn't put anything on that, so like it probably won't fetch much value in the betting market. So if I were you, scrape this, lock in this, because those are no names. Terrence McKinney's been chinned a lot before, but I don't think this is the guy to do it. So lock in McKinney, lock in Cortez. No one gives a shit. No one gives a fuck. You can skip this if you want, but lock in Rodriguez if you're not going to. Lock in Lima. Law 50-50, wouldn't recommend. Lock in Benio. Trust me, Wolf is telling y'all. I got this shit. Wolf is telling y'all. Lock in Alessandro Pantoja and lock in Ilia Topuria. That's how to make money this UFC 317, Wolf style, you know. So High Guard will probably record a different video. This stuff at me for like, you know, for stealing his shine, because he actually went to work this time. He went to work and I came back early from work. So, you know, imagine having a job, High Guard, huh? Imagine having a job. Anyways, let me know what you think in the comment section. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. If you think I'm full of shit, please let me know. I don't mind being told I'm full of shit. And as always, don't forget to keep and protect yourself at all times. Love you, babies.